Hello, everyone. Today, we are going to look at data discovery and classification. So, how we run the data discovery on the databases and how we build the policies based on the data discovery result and the reports. So, let's just move on. So, data discovery is the process of discovering sensitive data within the database. So firstly, to discover sensitive data, it provides us the visibility of what kind of sensitive data lies within the database. Secondly, with the resulting data, we can build audit and security policies for compliance and security purpose. So I'm going to show you the 7-step process to run the data discovery and how we build policies based on the data discovery results. So the first step to run the data discovery is to create a service account with the read-only access. So we create a read-only access service account in the database. So that's the one which makes the connection and runs the queries. So we have to make sure, the network connectivity between our secure sphere and the database server on port, 55300. It depends on the database type. Okay, let's go to the second step. So the second step would be to create a scan profile. So first we have to define what type of sensitive data the scan should look for. So as you see in the picture, there is a data type configuration. There is email address, phone number, and social security numbers. So what kind of the data type the scan should query when we run the data discovery? So that we define first in the profile. So and there are some predefined data types. We can also build our customized data type through regex. So once we defined that data type, the second step would be create a scan profile. So now the predefined and the custom data types that we created in the previous step will be listed here. So, as per, we can choose what we want, and we can just, uncheck what we do not want, and we can run the data discovery scan. And finally, so once we are done with the data type and the data discovery scan profile, then finally we are going to schedule the scan report. We can either schedule the scan or we can run it on a demand basis. So yeah, so in this step you have to apply this profile to a specific database on which you are going to run the data discovery. So that's what it means. And running the scan, yeah, as I said, we can either schedule the scan or run the scan on demand basis. You just hit the run the scan now, then it starts the data discovery process. So when the scan is finished, you will see the scan results in this section, the classified DB data section. So yeah, you can see all that, the results here. Okay, the fourth step would be we have to export the data discovery results. The reason we are exporting is, we are just gonna share with the database administrator who can tell us, hey, this is the sensitive data and these are the non-sensitive data. So based on that, we can build the policies only on the sensitive data. So they have the knowledge about, what is sensitive and non-sensitive. Sometimes the DB administrator would discuss with the compliance team to identify what is sensitive and non-sensitive. So as an administrator, we can just export the data and then provide it to the database administrator. So that's a step here. There is a type of report we can create, with a scan name that pulls all the results in the report, as a CSV or PDF. Then once we get the feedback from the database administrators about what is sensitive and non-sensitive, so we have an option in the data discovery results page to either accept or reject. So what we do is we accept the sensitive data, right? We accept the sensitive data. So once you accept that sensitive data, as I have mentioned here, it creates a table group in the backend and add those sensitive table values in the group. So yeah, you can see that group under the global objects and table groups, as you see in the picture. So yeah, so what is sensitive. Now you go in the resulting page and you just accept those sensitive data. So that will automatically, be added in the table groups. So that's the table group that we are going to refer in the security policies and audit policies. So, okay, let's move on. Yeah, it will also add the table groups under sites, server groups, services, application, as you see in the picture. These are the sensitive table groups that's been added to under the sites. So finally, building policies. Now we know what is the sensitive data within a database. Now we can create audit policies and security policies. Audit policies for visibility, and security policy for for security. It throws an alert. If some unauthorized person is accessing that sensitive data, it throws an alert. So as you see here, the audit policy, we just make it as a sensitive data access, sensitive and event type. We mentioned here. So we apply to the proper databases. Now, what it means by the sensitive data access, it refers to the table group. As I said in the previous step, once we accept the sensitive data, that creates a table group in the backend and it adds those values to the table group. So that that is what it means by the sensitive data access. We say sensitive here. And okay, the security policy. Okay, just a moment. Yeah, security policies. In the security policy as well, we mentioned that table groups, you see a match criteria table groups where we manually add those table groups, the sensitive table groups here, and so this will create an alert. This will create a violation, and it will create an alert if some unauthorized person is accessing the table group. So we can investigate, why and how it is how it has been accessed by unauthorized persons. So finally, building reports. So we can build reports for the audit and security policy we defined in the previous step. So these reports provide us the the visibility as to who accessed what information and what items are violated. So we can have some controls in place. So the report is only for visibility, and we can make some decision based on the visibility whether what needs to be controlled. So that's the purpose of building a reports on top of it. So these are the 7 steps we can use to run a data discovery and create a policy on top of it and build a report out of it. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this. Thank you, everyone. Bye.